But someone said, oh, I like it. People tried it. It got good. Lots of people have iPhones now. Lots of people will have freight at the time. It'll take time. And some communities may never have it. Again, if they don't want it, I'm okay. Not my community. Yours. You pick.
It's an idea to raise money without taxing people.
Yes. And even if I'm completely wrong, you're exactly right. Now what are we thinking about? We're thinking about ways of raising money without taxing people. Yeah. That's what I want. Let's raise money without taxing people. Right? But I'm still not done, right? I did bridges and I did infrastructure. I'm talking about, we do those two things, plus now we take what the MTA is right now. It is basically a broken, bloated system. How about instead, we begin to copy from all the other metropolitan cities in the world who have the same ideas. They have safety and unions, yet they are 25% less than we are for fixing anything. Literally 25% less. Let's just go through and pick the things that work for us, and that's how we reduce costs, by copying those same models. Our models are absolutely inefficient. There are so many people literally standing around. I'm not joking. That's part of our systems right now in the MTA. Where literally, you're doing the work, and 3 of us have to be there for safety. So 3 people stand around while you do the work. That's the kind of thing that happens in MTA all the time. Now, I don't want you to be unsafe, but maybe 1 should stand around and not 3. How about that? Let's do that. 1 will stand around, not 3. I'm okay with that. And what I'm saying is there are other cities in this world that have unions and have safety. We can copy the standards that work best. We stop picking and choosing the ones that work. Clearly, culturally, not all will work, obviously. But there will be pieces of each that we can grab and put together and make it work. It will work. So now the MTA has 3 different ways of raising money, plus it can be more efficient. Plus, the MTA itself will be broken up. The MTA right now is staffed by basically political appointees, right? Staffed by people who are party loyalists and people who gave Cuomo $40,000 for his campaign, stuff like that. Instead, staffed by 5 people who are all elected: governor, mayor, lieutenant governor, controller, AG. All elected, which means all accountable to you. All accountable to you. Back to that transparency piece. All accountable to you. And then we hire professionals who actually know how to run the MTA, not people we like.
What about having our seat on the board like we currently have?
Say again?
We have a board seat on the MTA, so at least Rockland's needs their voice.
Nope. Gone. Sorry. Nope.
How do we make sure that we're not all smuggled in with the city people?
Get mad at me, get mad at Lieutenant Governor, get mad at the mayor, get mad at the people who you vote for. Get mad at people who you vote for.
Mayor of New York City wouldn't care about it, right?
Yeah, but the governor would. So Lieutenant Governor, so would the AG, so would the controller. All of them would. Yes, get mad at them instead. Because once we start doing that, here's what I tell you will happen. The guy that I like who gave me money from your county, he's on the board. How do I know that? That's what happens every single time. Nope. I want every person who's on there accountable. Now, unless you're going to tell me you're an elected official there, I might do that.
What about the other agencies like Port Authority, maybe they should then only combine?
I would love that, but Port Authority is not just New York State. That's a harder thing to deal with, right? MTA is just New York State. But yes, correct. Did I at least answer your question? Awesome, good. And you want to talk about?
I'd like to see, I think you're the guy for the job, man.
Thank you.
When I go on Twitter, I see some stuff, like you get, some attention, probably just as much as Molinaro's getting.
Who?
What's your plan to get more? What's your plan to get more? And how can you tap into that
Yeah,
city market?
absolutely, yes. Several things. Remember something. A lot of people say, but Larry, you got to be able to get these guys or that guys. No, I don't. I need to get 30% of the vote. That's all I need, 30% of the vote. 30% will win this thing. It's a 6-way race, guys. It's a 6-way race. As what we see right now, the ballot being printed, looks like Cynthia Nixon is staying in. It's a 6-way race. I need 30%. But not just that. 70% of New Yorkers don't vote. They don't bother voting. Yeah, only 30% vote. So that means, hold on, let me finish this point. I'll get to you, right? So only about 30% vote, which means there maybe will be 4 million, maybe 4.5 million people voting this year. Maybe. 1.5 million votes is all I need. That's less than 10% of the population of New York. Say it again. That's less than 10% of the population of New York. My goal is getting people out to vote. That don't normally vote. Yes, all the time. And I'm getting it in almost every event I go to. I'll ask it now. Anybody here who feels comfortable a registered Democrat? Good. Anybody here registered Republican? Good. Good. Anybody here registered something other, like independent? Wonderful. Great. I got all three. That happens in every event I go to. That's why I ask it. I'm the only one who gets that. I'm the only one who gets that. You can't get that anyplace else. That's only right here. I was one more question. Maybe this might be good. Anybody here who hasn't voted in the last 2 election cycles? There we go. Got those 2. People don't vote. You just said people don't vote. I got all 4. No one else gets that. You go to a red team event, everyone is over 40 and a member of the party who votes all the time.
The other powerful message I really
Hold, let me finish real fast. So yes, so I need that, right? So there are literally 7 million people who don't vote. If I get 10% of them, I'm halfway there. I need 10% of New York City. 10% is all I need. Only about 1.5 million people out of New York City ever vote. 1.5 million only, right? It's all that votes. 150K right there. I get 20% upstate outside of New York City, right? It's about 2.5 million votes, give or take. 2.5 million people were voting. Another quarter of a million. Added together, that's 400,000. Now 700,000, 1.1 million. We're almost winning already. This is a winnable race. It can be done. I get 20% of people who don't vote. That's a win right there. That in itself will win. Just right there will win. So that's how we're looking to make it happen. Now, how do I know what's happening? Here's the reason why. In 2008, Obama won because one of the reasons why he won was because he used the newest technology at the time, which was email. He was using email better than anybody else. He was. Right back in the day, 10 years ago, email was a new way of raising money. It was a big deal. Now everyone does it, but it wasn't then. In 2016, Trump used Twitter. No one else was using Twitter. He was using Twitter, right? I'm using the same underground stuff now. I'm the only guy on podcasts. I'm the only one. Yes, I'm the only one on podcasts. Only one. I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing the underground thing, right? That's what I'm doing. So I'm already following the same trends of the last 2 guys who became president. I'm following the same trends. It is, we have those, but those aren't that important. But we have those too. Yes, we do have those. But the more important piece is the person who I have to convince on a TV ad is probably not going to vote for me. But the person who watches Joe Rogan, they're going to vote for me. Because people don't realize is, particularly for the youth, particularly if you're, say, under 40, particularly in that area, under 25 for sure, but under 40 give or take, long form is what people want now. They don't want the snappy soundbite. They're tired of those. It's garbage. My Joe Rogan interview is over 2 hours long. Over 600,000 views on it. 2 hours long, over 2 hours long. People listen to the entire thing. Why? Because if you can't do long form like I'm doing now, it's because you don't have any ideas. You like short form when you don't have any ideas. When your goal is, let me just tell you about how corrupt Cuomo is, or let me tell you how bad Trump is. When that's your entire campaign, all you want is sound bites. So that's how I'm getting it, through that, Twitter, through social media. There are 4 arenas I have to fight on, 4 arenas. If I win on 3, I win the election. Number 1 is social media. I'm killing it on social media, I'm beating everybody, it's not even close. Social media, I'm winning on everything, totally. Number 2 is traditional media. I struggle on that, but you saw someone came today. News 12 came today. It's more and more, and that's because traditional media bleeds over, social media bleeds over into traditional media, right? You see those online polls we do? I win every online poll. Everyone, and handily. Like one upstate, uptown, where was it? Hold on. Someone in Adirondacks, I forgot where it was. I won a poll by 92%. Doesn't mean I'm going to get that vote. My point is, that's how powerful my social media is. That I can say, there's a poll, and I win a poll by 84%, 94%, 75%. Massive wins. What does that do? That makes traditional media go, who is this guy? Then they show up.
Yeah, I'd like to help get some of
Yes.
the messages across. The other one I really like is this, you have some nebulous ideas on how to revamp the educational system. And, a lot of it is, you're brainstorming. You have some good ideas in this, but I think the most powerful thing is getting back to this idea where it's okay for a kid to choose a trade. I don't need air conditioning.
Yes.
The skills gap is enormous. I can take over 50% more market share
Yes.
in my area if I can find the right people.
100%. All the time.
So that message, that powerful
Yes.
message, listen, let's make that decision at 16, not at 26.
Yes.
Let them make it early. That's a powerful message.
100%.
Help you spread that. I think you get a lot more attention.
Yes, please do so. Yes. How can you help?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
All right. I'll talk to you afterwards. Yes, please. Good. Go ahead.
I have a question.
Please.
And it's in regards to people constantly telling me you're stealing the vote.
Yes.
How to respond to that?
100%.
Basically, you're handing the vote over to Cuomo
Yep.
on a silver platter.
Yes. And let me be very clear on this. For you guys who are Republicans,
Explain.
There were some Republicans I saw, hands went up. For you Republicans, I want to be very clear about something. Your establishment has sold you out. To be very clear, your establishment has sold you out. And that may sound horrible, but it is 100% true. The Republican Party in this state is the lapdog of the Democratic Party. That's what it is. You have been losing elections on a statewide, I don't mean locally, I mean statewide, for 16 years straight. You have not had one statewide victory in 16 years. And they're going to lie to you. And I say lie to you. They are lying to you. And they're saying, well, this is the year. This is the year? So New York got redder over these last 16 years? Is that what happened? Is that what happened? Astorino last time had fire in his belly. This guy doesn't. Astorino had actually raised 3 times as much as this guy has raised, and he didn't win. This guy's going to win. Stop. They are blatantly lying to you. And here's what I would be very forward. Shame on you for believing it. How many times do I have to tell you this for you to finally not believe it? How many times? 8 times? 10 times? 16 years, guys. You're not going to win a statewide election. It's not going to happen. No one's stealing votes from him. Yet they're stealing votes from me. He cannot win. It is impossible. He can't in any poll, in a regular poll that has his people in it, meaning people who have landlines, people who are over 40. This is a staunch Republican group in New York State. In those polls, he can't break 30%. In those polls, he can't. Say again?
Reform Party.
The Reform Party, I beat the Reform Party.
They're backing Mark O'Malley.
There's like 5 people in the Reform Party. What are you talking about?
Just so you know.
I know the Reform Party, and they also sold out. Curtis Lee was sold it out too.
Ralph and Orange, they're backing Reform.
They can back whoever they want. He can't get 28%. He can't break 30%. In his own polls, he can't break it. In his own polls. How is that gonna get you past 50? If you want to believe it, you can, please. What Democrat do you know is going to vote for him? Not one. Let me ask you, is there anyone here who, as of last week, is a registered Republican who didn't know who the nominee was? Anybody?
I'm a registered libertarian, but I knew about you way before I knew about that.
That's where I was going with that. Yes. People know about me before they know about him. They don't know who he is. They have no idea who his name is. They have no idea. He's no fire in his body. They haven't seen him. Never going to happen. If someone tells me that, I say, do you really believe that? You're living in a fantasy world. And in this room I just showed you, I get Democrats, Republicans, independents, people who don't vote. Go to his event and ask that question. Go to his event and ask that question.
He won't respond.
Thank you. Not just as anyone in this room, I ask the question because it happens often, who is a registered Republican who has been banned from a Republican page in some way, shape, or form.
I'm a conservative, registered conservative. I've been having some issues.
You've been banned, yes.
Trolling his stuff.
They literally ban their own members from social media. Literally. You are a registered Republican. You go to the GOP New York and ask a question, not go, no, it sucks. Not that. You just say, yes, all the time. Hey, what about the Second Amendment? Banned.
Well, then you get a star for every time you're blocked.
Yes,
That's what you turn it into.
that's correct.
Positive.
You get blocked.
Then you
So,
know why you said something like the truth.
so I would ask you a question, my dear. Why would you reward that bad behavior?
I don't.
Why would you reward that? That's my response to that. And I'll ask that question. Why would you reward that bad behavior? They are literally ignoring you, banning you, and you're a party member. You go to my page, people tear me to pieces. And I don't ban them at all. I let it go back and forth. I let it go back, and they tear me apart. The only time I'll ban someone is if they attack someone else in vulgar manner. Then I give them a warning. If they keep attacking someone else, I then will ban them if they attack someone else. You can be vulgar to me all day long, I will not ban you. And if you watch my page, you see it, they are vulgar to me. It's fine, I'm not. I knew what I was getting myself into. And you know what? He should know what he's getting himself into also. You don't have thick skin, why are you doing this?
11th hour.
Of course.
They didn't have a 100-year plan like the ultra-Orthodox, okay? They're scrambling at the 11th hour because Nixon lost, so now they're trying to find out who party.
No, that's not true. No, that's not true. Let's be very clear. That's not true. The reality of it, Jumaane Williams. Jumaane Williams of the Workers' Party has black vote down. Absolutely. They love him. Absolutely, yes. But let me be very clear, though. There is absolutely, to be very clear, there's absolutely, they had no chance of victory. No chance of victory. and they knew it. That's why nobody was going to run. Nobody was going to run. He decided to run what, April? I decided to run last July. He decided April.
No,
Why?
They made him.
Thank you. No one wants to run. Why does no one want to run? Because you can't win. Who wants to take the L? So they bribed him to take the L. In case you may or may not know this, this is public knowledge. You can literally just go if you want to. You can just go and check his public data. Over half his money came from party loyalists. His lieutenant governor wrote him a check for $45,000. I'm not making this up. Check it yourself. So they said, here's a bunch of money. So she basically said, can I be lieutenant governor? He goes, I don't care. Here's $45,000. You're my lieutenant governor. Deal. That's how he got lieutenant governor. He's not going to win. If you notice, he didn't have any policies at all on his page until last month. None. Why? He's not going to win. It doesn't matter. He knows that. Why have some? So why bother? He took, but if you notice, he raised it a little over $1 million. As for by the time it had raised over $3 million. He had $900,000 still in his coffers. You want to win this thing? Why do you have $900,000 left? Because you don't want to win this thing. Because you're saving this money for your next election. So the Republican Party bribed him and said, here's a bunch of money that you keep in your cup for your next election. Just please be our sacrificial lamb. And he said, that's a lot of money. Deal. Who's my lieutenant governor? Oh, you got a check? You are. That's what happened. That's correct.
And it's going to take a radical change of ideas to get people motivated.
Yes, absolutely.
It's crazy. Everybody just gives up.
That's what. But I'm not. I'm in this to win this thing. You might go, Larry, you don't have a chance to win. Let me be very clear. When it came to Minnesota, Jesse Ventura, he was only at about 8 or 9% when he went to debates, and he won. And he won. And he has it worse. I have it worse than him. I am literally physically I'm trying to be removed from everything. The polls don't want to put me in the polls. The press doesn't want to cover me. I get completely ignored. So I'm doing whatever a good Marine does. I can't win in the field. I'll fight in the jungle. That's all I'm doing. I'll fight wherever I can win. So I'm fighting in the jungle. That's why people know who I am. I'm using social media. I'm using podcasts. I did a comedy show last night in Manhattan. Yes. Comedy show in Manhattan last night. Yes. Whatever works, I will do. So I will fight any way I have to fight to make this thing work. This is a winnable race. I want to win this thing. I'm in this thing to win it.
You can win in Rockland, Orange County, and no problem at all.
There we go. I love it. Thank you. Good. Any other question or comment? Please go ahead.
With regards to the infrastructure deals,
yes.
About to get rid of tolls and whatnot.
Yes. And we want to get rid of tolls. Yes, yes. We'll also get rid of tolls. Yes.
The companies themselves, would it be in the contract itself that they couldn't themselves impose tolls?
That's correct. Yes. Now, look, the contracts will have to be negotiated for several reasons. One, we don't want to disregard unions, right? There are a lot of union workers in New York State, and we can't just disregard them. So the odds are, with any negotiation we do, there'll have to be some percentage of union workers they must use. I don't know what that number will be, but there'll be some set of union workers that we have to use. But it can't be 100% because, again, Janice says that you don't have to be in the union. And if I make it 100% union, now I've just excluded every non-union worker. So I can't do that. But there will be a percentage of union workers, whatever that is, that we'll discuss so that unions will still be represented. There'll still be issues with maintenance, meaning safety inspection. Remember, we still own the bridge. So we will also do all the safety inspections, right, on top of that.
Also, when we talk about the Google Road, and
yep.
Their incentive was to keep 81 up.
Yep.
So how would you stop them from, let's say, making sure 81 goes downhill so that everyone has to use their road? And that's what I was asking about the tolls.
Same idea. Yes, it is. When it comes to tolls, tolls would be part of the contract. You may not charge any fees, right? You may not charge any fees, right? That's part of the deal. You may not charge any fees. If we have to negotiate how much they pay, that's fine. I can't get 50 million, I only get 40 million, fine. I'll take 40 million. 40 million is better than nothing. Right now, we're just paying for it, right? Right now, we're just losing money. I'll take plus 40 million over losing money any day of the week, right? You don't have to have a math degree to figure out if that's a good idea, right? I'm good with that, no matter what. So whatever, we'll make that happen. But yes, of course, the issue, remember, is even with the I-81 issue, we still own I-81. Remember, I'm not selling the asset. We own it. We paid for it. We own it. So we inspect it still. If they don't follow by our inspections, they lose the contract. So if they want to and go, we don't care anymore, great, lose the contract. We'll put someone else in it. It won't be Google Road, it'll be an Amazon Road or whatever, an Apple Road, whatever is the appropriate answer.
I figured just with the fact that they can't charge a toll. That's what
Yes,
if
not
they
a toll,
charge they
any
just
fee.
Right. They would just let that one go.
That's
down.
my point of legal. If you say toll, they go, well, this isn't a toll, this is a fee, or this is a blah, blah, whatever. No fees. No fees. Right? That's part of the deal. No fees. If they don't like it, we'll make another deal.
Yeah, someone will take it.
Absolutely, someone will. How do I know that? They're getting stadiums left and right. They're fighting for stadiums. Right? The second one stadium goes down, the next one's right there. Remember, Enron used to have a stadium. They went down, boom, next one right there, right up, boom, right up again. There have people, look, they don't know. They know that TV ads don't work, but are expensive. They know that. They're trying to find new ways to market. This is a way to market. Clearly the stadiums are working. Otherwise, we wouldn't be dropping. Some companies drop $20 million a year on one stadium. So when I say 40 million, that's not crazy. Right? A stadium is used on the weekends in small cities. I'm talking about a bridge that's mentioned hundreds of times every single day in the metro area of 16 million people in the New York City metro area. Yeah, they'll drop 40 million. Yeah, 100%.
Doing any radio at all? Like I do a lot of local marketing.
All the time.
Success with
Yeah.
Pandora, man.
Yep.
Pandora, you can really target your audience.
I do it all the time. Yes. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Awesome. Go ahead.
In theory, you said you have to get 10% of the vote from New York City.
Yes.
Now, we've seen a lot of calls, New York City has so different needs from the rest of the state. They want more home rule, and actually, I think in 1991, they were even thinking about, like, Staten Island wanted to leave Manhattan, wanted to leave the city. Manhattan, I think, the city itself wanted to secede from the state at one point. They might then say, that, you're not allowing them to have congestion pricing, you're not allowing them to do whatever they want. And, maybe they would like to think more about, seceding. So two possible scenarios. One is if you win, what would you do to sort of keep them in the state if you wish that they should stay?
Okay, first off, no one's going to secede from the state. That's a fantasy, not going to happen. It's a question that's not even necessary to answer. Not going to happen ever.
Could you even win without, like, hypothetically 0% of New York City vote?
It'd be tough. I would have to get like 20% of all those who don't vote would have to get out and vote. Could happen. It'd be tough. It's possible. But look, no matter what I do, it's hard. But it could happen. But why do you think I can't get downstate? I live in New York City.
Where do you live?
I live in Queens. People know me in New York City. I was born in Manhattan. Raised in the Bronx. I don't know why you think the city won't vote for me. Like literally, my business is in New York City. I know tens of thousands of people in New York City. I don't know where you're coming from with that.
Well, I'm saying that because the policies that you advocated for.
No, they're not. My policies are local home rule. What's wrong with that? They like it too. Queens people like it too.
They want congestion pricing. They want.
Look, if you want congesting pricing specifically in Manhattan to cross an area only in Manhattan, you could have it. I'm saying I'm not going to have congestion pricing to cross a bridge because the MTA is owned by the state because we all paid for the MTA. Manhattan didn't pay for the MTA. New York State paid for the MTA. Manhattan doesn't own the MTA.
Well, they want it in addition to the bridge.
If they want to, I guess they could. Sure, let them do it.
That hurts everybody else who doesn't have a choice.
Then we'll get mad, but that's okay. It's local. Maybe they're right. Maybe I'm wrong.
Lower interconnected. That's the issue.
Then you won't go to Southern Manhattan, will you?
People have no choice.
What are you talking about? No choice. Okay, hold on. If you're telling me that Manhattan decides if you go, whatever, below 57th Street, you got to pay a fine of $2 or whatever, I'm making that up, right? Fine, $50. If Manhattan wants to do that, I think it's a really bad idea. But I wouldn't stop them. It's Manhattan. It'll just crush them. But if they want to, they can. Should I come into your town and tell you what you could do? Should I come into your town and tell you what you can do? I shouldn't. I wouldn't tell them either.
They don't recognize. They don't understand.
Then they'll fail.
They think people come that way.
If you still go to Manhattan and pay $50, shame on you.
Don't have a choice.
What do you mean you have to go to Southern Manhattan?
If we have to go there, let's say for a job or professional reason, we will have.
If you have to, okay, let me be very clear about this. I don't know why you're asking these questions. If you take a job in Manhattan where you have to pay $50 every day to go down to Manhattan and it's a $15 an hour job, what are you thinking? You better be a banker who makes $3 million a year. That's what I'm telling you. Thank you for coming, my friend. Thank you. Good seeing you. Yes. Yeah, but if Manhattan wants to do that, let them do it. As long as it doesn't affect the MTA, you can cross a bridge and cross through Manhattan. Right? If you can go through Manhattan to any place else and not have to pay, fine. I don't have a problem with that. They'll do what they want. I'm not going to stop someone from doing that. Why would I? I practice what I preach. It would be a disaster. I would tell them it's a disaster. I would try to tell them not to do it. But if they were that hardcore to do it, go ahead and do it. That's what I would do. Did I answer your question at least? I know you don't like my answer, but I'm just telling you the truth. So yes. Good. I don't pander. Some people don't like what I'm saying. I'm sorry. But I'm not going to stop a local community from deciding how to do in a local community. It's not going to do it. I wouldn't want to come into your community and tell you. I wouldn't do it. Yes.
What are you going to do about Medicaid fraud?
Medicaid's a big problem. A big problem in many ways, not just fraud. Fraud is a problem, but there are so many problems with Medicaid. Two issues. We have to have fundamental change in our actual health care system, fundamental change in Medicaid, and transparency. There is not a simple answer to Medicaid, but let me give you a couple of answers. Can I give you a couple?
Yeah.
Yeah. First one, I want to make sure that Medicaid.
At least you're answering me. The other ones don't answer.
Yes, it's hard. It's a tough.
I don't get any.
You have to think about this, and that's the problem. One of the first things you want to do, believe it or not, is raise copays. It's going to sound crazy, but you'll see. I'm always about the root, right? This will root change things. One of the reasons why you want to raise copays. Right now, copays in Medicaid is $1 for a doctor's visit and $3 for an emergency room. That's what it is right now. So what happens is people are literally using our ambulance system as a taxi. It's actually happening. If you've been in the system, actually happening. They actually call them frequent flyers. Yeah, so it's, oh, I got my check. Oh, my back hurts. Call ambulance. Drop me off with my sister. Yes, that happens. So change it from $1 and $3 to $12 and $36. Why that number? Because $36, I'm a business guy. $40, there's a mental barrier in your head. We've done this through marketing research. And I want someone who actually has a problem to please call 911 if you had a problem. I don't want you having heart pains or an open wound and go, $40, I don't want you doing that. If you actually have a problem, I want you to call the ambulance. But why $36? Here's several reasons why. Number one, well, now it's more expensive than Uber. Now it's not so cheap anymore. So you have less people trying to do it. Some will anyway, because right now, we don't chase people who don't pay. They just don't pay. We do nothing. We just supplement with our taxes, generally locally, right? So we just take our taxes and we pay for them. We don't make them pay it back at all. But raise it $36. Why? Because now you do that once, twice, 3 times. Now that's over $100. Guess what that means? A collection agency will want to buy the debt. You bundle the debt and you sell the debt. Why do you sell the debt? The county makes some money back because the county has to pay for Medicaid right now, so we're at lowest taxes for the county. We get some of that debt back. But more importantly, now those companies are professionals. They chase people for a living. They do. That's what they do. You get some people getting chased for the money, they stop doing it. They stop doing it. You chase it for the money, they stop doing it. Now, to be forward with you, this is a cultural issue.
Oh, yeah.
This will not take 6 months to fix. This will take several years to fix. I wish I could change it overnight. I can't. It is a cultural issue. You begin things like this, you will see the culture begin to change. But more important than that, now if you actually have chest pains or an open wound, when you need an ambulance, you'll get one. They won't be taking someone to the mall. Not just that, when you go to the emergency room, you won't have to wait 6 hours with 3 people who have stubbed toes. You have to have stubbed toes. They won't be there. You actually get help. We'll get better service, we'll pay less money, and we'll sell some of the debt off, and then within the next couple of years, we'll begin to break some of that culture. Does that make sense? So these are the types of things we want to do. We start doing this, you'll see things begin to change. We also want to make it to where it's actually easier to get off of Medicaid, easier to get off of public assistance. Right now, the system is set up, most of it's federal, which is the sad part. Most of it's federal. But it's set up to where if you're a single mom and you have 2 kids, you'd be stupid to work. I'm just telling you the truth. The system is set up to, yes, it's terrible. You would be dumb to work. You shouldn't. The system is saying, what are you, dumb?
It's enabling system.
It is, 100% yes.
It's an enabling system.
100% yes.
Change that culture.
Bingo, thank you. Now there are many ways, most of that, to be full with you, I can't touch. Most of that's federal. But there are things I can do. 1, shed a light on it. 2, at the state level, raise fees so we can start selling debt and collections. That's another thing. But there's something else. We can make more opportunity here at the county level, right? That will help, and have some other things that will help tremendously. 2 other ideas. And to be forward, there are many ideas we have to do together. Any one of these ideas will not fix it. We need 4, 5, 6, 8 ideas, and yes, it is. It just is. It's a cultural issue. It isn't fixed with Here's the thing. So give me one more. Right now, what hurts many women, specifically men too, but heavily women, from working is or getting a public assistance is childcare. Childcare is very expensive. Very expensive. So then they say, why work? I'm going to drop half my salary on childcare, right? I'd rather just stay home with my kid. Why would I do that? How about this? Right now, do you happen to have children?
No, I don't.
All right. Pretend you do for a moment. You have a child. I have a child. You're taking your child to the park. I say, do me a favor. Take my child to the park with you so they can play together. You agree. I agree. Do you require a license for that?
To go to the park?
Yes.
To get into Rockland County? Yes, I do.
No. I mean to take my kid to the park. Just take my kid.
Oh, no.
No, right? There's no license required. There's no regulation required to take my kid to the park, right? If you agree and I agree.
Right.
You and you go together. Great. Why don't we follow the same concept, but with nonprofits? And we'll call them child gardens. So now, it's a nonprofit. It's a local church, right? It's a local church. It's a VFW. It's a American Legion, who would just love that people show up. It's a lodge, right? Nonprofit. So nonprofit is the person who agrees. I will take a child to my park, to my garden. No licensing required. You choose voluntary. You don't have to if you don't want to. You can go to regular child. It doesn't change child care. But if you're now a poor mom who wants to go back to work or has an opportunity, and you trust your local nonprofit, whether that is the local lodge or VFW or your local church, particularly in a black community, the black church is being destroyed, right? Now all of a sudden you can take your kid to that church and go, you take my kid? And they can do it for whatever fee they want. And here would be the fee. There's bingo on Thursday. Why don't you come? Absolutely not. No.
Childcare.
Then don't give your kid to that place. No.
You don't know them.
Then don't give it there. It's not required. It is voluntary only. If you don't believe it, don't do it.
But there are places in New York
There
that
are
allow moms to
almost-
bring their and based on salary that will reduce the amount of child care. There are. We need more of that.
Or you can just allow a community. If you guys are old enough, some of you may remember this. Most churches used to have childcare. Most used to.
You know the problems we're having with the Catholic Church, right?
Yes. So don't give your kid to that church.
That's a huge. You have to have fingerprinting. You have to have children protected.
Fine. Fingerprinting. We'll go there.
All right. Some
We'll go
regulations, some
fingerprinting.
requirements.
Fine. I'm happy to go fingerprinting.
And before the school age, so in education.
I'm happy. Yeah, before, of course, it's childcare.
Right.
Yes. So fine, we'll do fingerprinting. See how easy that was? I'm wrong. You've shown me a way.
It's not about
I'm
being
happy
wrong.
with
It's
it.
about thinking about the whole
It's
thing.
the point is, it doesn't matter. The point is, locally, you will show me and fix it for me. What I'm saying right now is no one has an answer. I just gave you an answer. You made it better. Awesome. We're in. I'm in.
We're together.
Let's do it. But what has happened is that's a choice. I'm not forcing anybody. If you don't trust your local churches, or you don't drop your kid off. But as everything I said, there will be early adopters. And there are people who actually do want to work. And there are people who actually would love to support their local church and drop their kid off and as a fee show up on Thursday for bingo night and show up on Thursday, on Sunday. That will happen. And if it happens, others will begin to follow. Early adopters. But again, not required. If you want to give your kid only to a licensed child care, please do so. I wouldn't stop you. Please do so. But it's that or the kid stays home. And the kid stays home and has a situation, an actual cultural issue where they don't see anybody in their family go off to work.
I don't think it has to be A or B because that's two ends of the spectrum. I think what we have to do is come together to formulate solutions to make sure that children are getting the environment to thrive and grow and to make sure that they're safe and protected at the same time.
Why would you assume that if you created a child garden that was voluntary, that it would be bad?
Why would you assume that it would be all good?
I would assume neither.
Right. So you have to work together to formulate.
That's my point. It's a
ideas.
community child garden. So,
within
but watch this.
structure.
It's his church. He's the pastor. I go to him and I say, look, pastor, I want to take advantage of this child garden thing. We're together. Both of us want to do it, right? Her kids and my kids. We want to come and do this. But you know what we feel uncomfortable about? We think that you should have fingerprinting. And we think you should have a curriculum. And we think you should have insert thing here. He goes, deal. And I got it. Done. It just happened. That's my point. It just happened.
Right. You got to work. Right. You got to work.
Yes.
it out.
How are you, sir? Good seeing you.
Hey, I'm Dylan.
Good to see you,
From,
Dylan.
local paper.
Awesome. Excellent. But you see what I'm saying? You're assuming, see, this is what's happening here in this conversation is she's assuming what I'm saying is the rule or is the law.
No, I'm clarifying.
What I'm
you're
saying is,
not assuming.
and
I'm pushing your thinking.
no, what I'm saying is, it's up to you. And if you did, please, that'd be amazing. Why not? But once you have rules and regulations like this, there is no working together. It's check the box.
No.
That's what it is right now. Right now, it's check the box. In fact, you and I would like a certain curriculum, or we would like fingerprints, whatever, and if the checkbox says no, we don't get it. Period. We don't get it. But with this system, we can get that.
We can work within the system.
Yes.
Work within the system.
That's what I'm saying.
With all the angles to protect the children.
I'm so going to use you.
To move them
You're
forward.
already my rep here. You're already my rep here. You're already my rep here. It's awesome.
We're challenging you.
Did that make sense? No. You're winning, and I'm happy you're winning.
Not a winning. No win.
Yes,
no win, no
you're
win.
winning. I'm happy you're winning. You win. I'm happy. Please win.
No win. No win.
Yes,
No lose.
because my number one thing, guys, is happy New Yorkers. And if you're happy, I'm good. And you're smiling, so I'm winning. Go ahead.
Talk about Medicaid. We also have a related issue in Rockland County in particular, where there's a particular demographic that just assumes that they're going to have 10 kids.
Yep.
They're all going to be born into Medicaid
Yep.
lifelong.
Yep.
And that also creates overdevelopment issues.
Yep.
As I was saying before, we don't have the infrastructure
Yep.
to support that level of development.
Yep.
Especially when most of those are tax exempt
Yep.
properties, and therefore are not able to contribute the way, for example, Hoboken, as you build and you have more people, they're contributing. Or
Yes.
As you build more apartments, the developers to contribute to
100%.
we don't have that here.
I agree. This goes right back to my central issue. This has to become transparent. What I know is the problems you're having in Rockland County with that community, most people outside Rockland County have never heard of it. Most have never heard of it. How do I know? Before about 2 months ago, I'd never heard of it. And I've been traveling this state for 12 months. And it's about 3 months ago maybe, I heard of it. Now I hear about it all the time because I'm here, I know of it, now I'm listening for it. I'd never heard of it. I'm sorry?
I didn't hear what the problem was.
The ultra Orthodox.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay.
Yes, I've never heard of it. I never heard it. This is what at all. I'm sorry. I'm not saying. All I'm saying is, if you're taking government money, it must be transparent. That's what I'm telling you. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying if you're taking government money, it must be transparent. Does it? Here's the issue about transparency and legality. Let me be very clear about why I'm so focused so much on transparency. When you focus on what is legal, people don't care what is right. They only care what is legal. When you focus on what is transparent, you worry about what's right, because now it's how it looks and what people think, what people feel.
Care about what's legal.
Say again?
Rockland County and Orange don't care about legal anymore. They have COs with children, 300 girls in a trailer, teaching them for a half hour.
We'll
can't shut them down. We're in court.
We'll
They're
fix
gonna
it.
get killed.
I'm telling you, the courts
They
aren't
said that they'd
working.
fix them also, and nobody's
They're
fixing them.
Democrats and Republicans. I'm not. I'm in front of you again.
Believe me, I'm standing for you because I need it.
I'm in front of you. Yes. Go ahead.
Just to kind of piggyback on the ultra-Orthodox, because I'm in Woodbury, which is also in the same situation with my Monroe Woodbury School District.
Yep.
And Kyersville being very close demographic for me. I guess my biggest question would be, would you look into changing the marriage laws for that demographic?
What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
Well, because right now it appears that their marriages are not recognized other than religiously, and so it allows them to skirt under the law as a single mother, even though they're living as a family in a home.
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't.
And
Yeah.
the corruption plan also, piggybacks off there, because what happens is a lot of the wives pay, qualify for Section 8, which they pay to their husbands, when they get those checks as a renter.
Sure.
They're double dipping. There's a lot
Sure.
of double dipping going
Yeah.
on.
Well, again,
I
no,
know
that,
there's not, but
guys, hold on. Yes, there is. I'm going to say it again, and it's so foreign. It's called transparency, because what you just said to me, I'd never heard of before.
Well,
Clearly, you all know this. I've been traveling this state for 12 months. I never heard that Section 8 double dipping before, till just now.
The Curious Case of Curious Joe in the book.
Why would I read that book?
It talks about detail.
But why? But if I don't live here, why would I care to read that book? That's my point. Why would I? Because you told me I might. But if I wasn't here, why would I do that? Transparency is the key. I'm telling you, that's the beginning, because once it happens, people will notice and go, my God, that's wrong. We should do something. And it'll be not just you local people who they'll blame and say you're persecuting us. It'll be the entire state. It'll be other people. It will be everybody. It will be other people of that same faith. It will be all those things. And when that begins to happen, it will change. It does come down. I believe you. Hold on, let me grab him real fast. Yes, go ahead.
Larry,
Yes.
I live in Pearl River, great town of Pearl River here in Rockland County. I'm right off Crooked Hill Road. I know I'm right on the border of Chestnut Ridge.
Okay.
Over in Chestnut Ridge, these folks, the Orthodox, not racist here. We're all people. However, how can I come to you with $500,000 in my pocket and buy your house legally? These are what they're doing. They're going around offering people money, and they're coming in, and what happens with this? Their community doesn't stick with our community. They don't support our schools because they don't pay taxes for our schools. They stay separate. All right, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But they're coming in, moving into the area. Other folks see that. Now they start moving out. Then they start moving in, buying more and more and more. And now they start coming more and more into our town. There's a lot of folks that are upset about this. And it's not a racist thing. It's a fairness thing. It's legality, like you said, transparency.
I go back to it again, guys.
Transparency needs to be done here in this county.
Oh, that's what I've been. That is the
Somebody
root.
needs to read the books.
Otherwise, what we do is what are we going to do instead? Say, well, you can only buy a house if it's not cash, or no. All those types of laws would be a disaster. It would hurt others. Make it transparent, and we will see what is ethical or not. I'll say it again.
You can't solicit. That's the laws they're putting in. Cease and desist. That way to limit
October 1st.
takeover.
I don't know what that means.
Well, so because they tend to buy up communities, and then people feel disenfranchised. So they're putting up these cease. Like individuals can't help themselves with taking the money, but they know as a community they want to cease and desist that. And so that's what they've been passing, cease and desist laws. So
which is
people from soliciting them door to door. That's what's going on.
Right, yes.
They're blockbusting. They're blockbusting communities. For instance, we have a homeowners association.
So hold on. So what you're saying is a law now that if I want to buy your house, I can't walk up to your house, knock on the door, and say I want to buy your house.
Well, if you put your house on a registry, you have to do that first.
So I have to put my house on a registry first.
To get it off, then you're on a list where you can't be bothered. Yeah.
You can't even knock on our doors in Rockland County. So when there's Halloween,
What a terrible idea.
when Halloween comes around,
What a horribly, and this is, guys, hold on one second. This is exactly what I was talking about. This is trying to fight the branch. And what do you get? Horrible laws, horrible consequences. This is exactly my point, which I do not want to do. Because we're desperate. Yes, fix the root. We don't have to have stupid laws where people can't knock on doors. What a dumb rule. What a horribly bad law. Just terribly stupid and desperate. That should not exist.
residents only.
Because that works every time. Wow, is that stupid. Anyway, my point being, that's exactly what I'm talking about. No more of that. Fix the root, the branches die.
Mine too.
And I will.
It's too deep and
Yeah.
too corrupt.
What are they going to do to me?
It's a show. They're putting
Hold
on
on,
a
no.
show.
What are they gonna do to me?
They're putting on a show.
Are they not going to vote for me?
No, I'm trying to get everyone to vote for you. They're
But-
putting on a show that they're winning.
Let
They're
me
putting up
hear
a
my
sign,
point.
do not knock.
You got to hear my. I get where you are. Here, listen to my point.
Okay.
What are they going to do to me?
Nothing.
Nothing.
You don't care. You're
I
not in their pocket.
I'm not in their pocket. I don't have a career to protect. I don't have cronies to reward.
I agree.
None of those things.
Where do you stand on the
shine the light on. There's just not a clear solution to, exploiting the system in a way, unless you have like a UBI type thing. Then you're getting into federal.
We're not. No.
There is no clear solution.
It doesn't have to be. This is my point again. There are certain things you do and they begin to solve themselves. I don't have to know how to fix every problem. I have to know how to create an environment to where the problems can be solved.
Right.
Yes, I have to create. Here's what I know for sure. This This is an actual formula I use all the time in business. Personal freedom plus transparency plus accountability equals innovation. Every single time. Google's the perfect example of this. Whenever you as business owners have had excellent innovation, it's because that happened. You had some freedom of thought, freedom of activity, but you were held accountable and you were transparent, you saw what everybody else was doing, you innovated. It's how it works every time. I must create that environment and we'll find a solution. Or, again, they'll find, look, here's the reality. If people don't like it and they're unhappy, they change regardless of law. It happens regardless of law. It's what happens. Regardless of law, it does begin to happen. So let's start changing the environment. To be forward with you, I can't change this tomorrow. But once they see this is where it's going, they will react accordingly. They'll react accordingly. Whatever they react, what I've learned in business also, to the best of my ability, is I can't control every outcome. But I always want to set up situations to where any outcome that happens is good enough.
That's cool.
Right? Whatever the outcome is good enough. That's my goal. The environment to where I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I know any of them, I'll deal with it. It's fine. And it's always better than status quo.
And it keeps
You
growing.
will hear me all the time. Yes.
So you might start here, but it's got to keep going.
Absolutely.
Up and up.
We don't have that now. We are in a death spiral.
Where did you stand? I'm sorry, I missed where you stood on.
'Cause you don't love me.
welfare spending,
See how you are?
Social programs.
Well, I can't believe you didn't show up. I'm teasing you. I'm totally messing with you. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you came. Tell me what your question is, please. Thank you for coming, sir. Thank you.
State spending on things like Medicaid and whatnot. I think you're talking about.
We discussed that. Yes.
It's
Look,
just briefly, like,
the reality is, and people often say, "Well, Larry, you're libertarian, so you want to cut everything." I don't. I've never said that, and I don't mean that. I'm trying to facilitate other answers. I do not want afraid New Yorkers. People who are afraid make bad decisions. That's how it works. Remember, in America, it is very rare that the government just takes our rights. Almost always, we vote them away because we're afraid. Almost always. I'm afraid of this, I'm afraid of that. Vote it away, vote it away, vote it away. I'm trying to provide extra answers of extra ideas that people can use voluntarily, that people will choose to find better answers that will provide an actual surplus at the county level, which will lower taxes. I want to let people have options of getting off of welfare, getting off of public assistance, getting out of all these issues. And some will, because there's always the early adopter. There are people, before, we very often get mad at people on welfare. There are people who go on public assistance and get off. Happens every day. It happens every single day in America. It happens monthly in New York State. People get off public assistance. They do. They in trouble, lost their job.
That's the intent.
That's the intent.
The intent was to set it up to help people get
Absolutely.
off their feet from every culture.
That's
every
correct.
background,
That's what it's supposed to be.
And be successful. It
And
wasn't
there's
meant as a lifeline.
the
for
problem
years.
is the percentage is too small of people who do it, and the system now has become so bad that yes, it's so enabling few people do it. We change that system, you'll find more people begin to jump on it, and when they do, others will copy. Right now, here's how it actually works for many people. You go get a job. Oh, looking at a job. I go, why are you getting a job? We're on public assistance. Why? What are you doing, man? It's crazy. Maury's on, man. You're getting a check and Maury's on. What are you doing? So we go watch Maury and get our check. That's the current system. So your peer group, let me say, but the peer group is not pro-work. The peer group often is stay, right? But when all of a sudden they see a couple guys, because we make it easier and more opportunity, and you will get a job. And then I go, I think I'm going to get a job. Why? Well, he did. He got a new car. I want a new car. I should get a job too. And you go, no, let's go watch Maury. Nah, he got a job. I'm going to copy him. Yeah, and then I start copying him. Then you go, I don't want to watch Maury either. You will get a job. Now, to be forward, that takes time before that culture begins to shift to where there are far fewer people who are staying and more who are beginning to make that shift. But right now, there's no plan. There's nothing. It's just more and more people staying dependent. We can't do that. It's not going to work. Did I answer your question at least?
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
Any other question or comment? Go ahead.
Regarding your education plan, I'm
Yep.
not sure what has to be negotiated and whatnot, but with regarding to
Yes, there are some
like,
negotiations
all year
completely.
round school, would you be like to, or at least lengthen the school year?
Why?
First, well, I just from what I've read that other countries that do it. Like
Yeah,
it took
there is data that says a longer school year is better for
like
kids.
20 to 30 days,
I agree.
something
Yes.
like that.
Okay. Yeah. So yes. To be clear, I'm open to any changes. I am. Here's what I know now. We dropped $22,000 per kid per year, 10,000 times higher than the average, higher than California, and Cuomo's proud of that, and we have crap results. At best, we're in the 30s out of 50. Usually we're below that. Terrible results, high spending. That's gonna change. If teachers tell me the right answer is to extend the school year, I'm open to the concept. But to be forward with you, I'm not a teacher, I'm not an educator. I don't know that. But if they're open to it, I'm open to the idea, 100%. I'm open to those changes 100%. If they
just like
Give up the summer vacation.
well, no,
they may or may not, and I'm okay with that. Let me go one more piece to make clear. I want happy teachers. Happy teachers mean better teachers stay instead of leaving. You know, the teacher burnout in our state's embarrassingly bad, and teachers make decent money compared to other states, right? I mean, they're not millionaires, obviously, right? But compared to other states, teachers make decent money, and they still burn out. Teachers love me because I say one thing more than anything else. I'm gonna get rid of administrators, and they love it. They eat it up. Every teacher I've ever met, it's like, yep, I'm in. Yep, I'm in. They love it.
You're not really a beautiful chaos style libertarian then. Like,
Not at all. It's silly. That creates fear and bad decisions. I will pass. Just on the show yesterday. Yes. Did I answer your question? Yeah. Thank you for coming, my friend. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, good seeing you. Thank you. I hope I answered all your questions.
Yeah, we gotta eat.
Yes, no, go
Diabetic.
please. No, absolutely, yes, please, absolutely,
You
yes.
come back from Austin in the evening, there's a lot of people when they come, but they work during the day.
No, I try to come whenever. I'm trying to come all over. I'm trying to come every time I can. I'm bounced around to the best of my ability.
I feel bad.
It's a big state.
I know you've been
It's a big
everywhere.
state. Yes, and I'm off now for a 7-day trip. So yes, I leave my family often. Yes, just so you guys may or may not know this, I'm a businessman, and when I'm here, I'm not in front of clients. I'm taking a bath. I literally am. I lost over 50% of my income last year, and I will lose over 75% this year. And I don't want you to feel sorry for me. I knew what I was getting myself into. I'm telling you this because I want you to realize I'm serious about this. I'm selfish in a way. I don't want to move.
Don't get, yeah.
I don't want to move. If I don't turn New York around, I'll start turning it around now, it's not getting turned around. And here's the glory. For those of you who say, Larry, you're splitting the vote, right? Larry, I can't vote for you. What happens if you vote red or blue? Blue comes in first, red comes in second, nothing changes. If the red team comes in second, there will be no change. So your vote for red doesn't do anything. It just makes you can be righteous. I voted Republican, good Republican. That's great, you can do that while you're packing your U-Haul and going to North Carolina.
Yeah.
Because you can't live here anymore. If you want to vote red locally, please, there are good Republicans locally, good Democrats locally, they do exist. If you like them, please vote for them locally. I'm talking statewide. I'm talking statewide. But what happens if I win? Literally, this nation changes overnight. There is no exaggeration there. It literally changes overnight. All of a sudden, the third party will be like, oh my God, we don't have to have this same duopoly of two people killing each other, fighting each other. We could change. There's opportunity to change. If New York goes libertarian, oh my God, the entire nation changes overnight. But what happens if I come in second?
Gives them a message.
Yes, because what happens, a microphone gets put in my face every day. Larry, how did you come in second in New York? And I will tell them, I talked about small business. I talked about localization. I talked about lower taxes. I talked about family court. I talked about education. I talked about the Second Amendment. I talked about individual rights. I talked about all the things that no one else was talking about. I stopped saying Cuomo's evil, Trump's evil, and I started saying, here's how we make happy New Yorkers. I was the only guy talking about what our founding documents talk about, the pursuit of happiness. No one talks about that. That is the most important thing to me. Why? Business people know happy customers means better customers and more customers. Happy New Yorkers means better New Yorkers and more New Yorkers. I want us to pursue happiness. That's my number one thing. My priority is not righteousness. My priority is happy New Yorkers. If you want change, you've got to vote gold November. How do you help me out? You ask this. Let me tell you. Tell your friends about this campaign. Tell them, tell them, tell them. Tell your coworkers, tell your friends, tell them I'm running. Just tell them. If they don't know I'm out, they can't look me up and they can't vote for me. Tell them. Number 2, online. Share, 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 share. Share everything if you're online. Number 3, if you are online and you see something, like you see an article about New York, you see anything about New York, post my name in the comments. You guys about Larry Sharpe? How about Larry Sharpe? YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, I don't care where. Post my name. You have a local newspaper? Write an article. Tell them, hey, why aren't you talking about Larry Sharpe? Why aren't you asking about Larry Sharpe? Name recognition is critical. Please do that to the best of your ability. Larry, I'm busy. Me too. Me too. You're a New Yorker, I'm a New Yorker. You have two choices. Same old thing or change. That's all you got. That's it. Your choice. Same old thing or change. There's no other option. And here's the best part. You've seen it already. I'm open to be wrong. You might know something I don't know. Let's work on it. But I promise you we'll change. We will have change if we do this. The last thing, if you can donate, please donate. LarrySharpe.com. That's Larry Sharpe with an E, because the E stands for electable. Yes, it does. I say that because, look, I'm my third biggest donor. I put my own money into this. If I didn't believe in it, I wouldn't write a check to myself. I put my own money. I put over $10,000 in this campaign myself. I put 5 figures in myself, and I lose money, and I'm taking my time away from my family. So I can ask you, if you can donate, please donate. If you can't do that, give me time. If you can't give me time, share, 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 share. That's what I need. I'm here for selfies, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Good. Thank